Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is a spot. Thanks for watching on YouTube TV or listening on Sirius XM channel 158 or any of the great terrestrial radio stations where you can find VSiN coast to coast. In this hour, we'll go over Pizzeria. That's coming up in 45 minutes. We're going to take you inside Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria then. Long shot bets that you have made. Tip jars open today. That would pay off quite handsomely. Paul Stone in 30 minutes, his best bets, some of them anyway, for week 2 in college football. Pauly here, week 1, National Football League. The number keeps going up on the Eagles Thursday night. What happened here? 8.5 now at several books?
This was 7 yesterday, minus 120 at DraftKings while we were on the air.
It was 6.5 at several books the day they traded, the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons. And then all hell broke loose.
That's that, yep.
So are people just finally saying, how much of that is correlated, you think? The Parsons is gone. Their defense is going to stink. Cowboys are awful. Eagles are the champs. I have to just unload on the Eagles here.
Yep.
Now it's circa 9. 9 on the screen.
Oh, my God. Okay, yeah.
Does it touch 10?
I guess that's in play now. That's crazy.
I would take 10 in the Cowboys.
Got that? Okay. Dak is $1.10 to throw for 250 yards.
Oh,
They can't run the ball.
No, they're not going to have.
Yes. And it's available right now. I know it's a different coach, but Dallas, longest made field goals, $1.20.
Well, I think by default, you kind of got to bet that, don't you? How many books offer that, do you know?
DK and I think Westgate, and I'll have to check DK for sure, and I think the Westgate has
Caesars
it.
might offer that.
I got that. And you also, a lot of places offer both teams 33-yard field goal, which I would think would be coming on Friday with the big legs and the guys you can trust there, although hopefully the field cooperates in Brazil. But with this, I just think they can come out, do whatever they want against the Dallas defense, and Dallas is going to have to play catch-up. Don't put you off 47.5 with the total, and great way to start the season with the big trade as well. And I know I was talking to TMI Ozzy. I know you were talking to a guy as well. Will Shipley is now the backup to Barkley. And if you think this gets out of control, remember he scored a touchdown in the NFC title game.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's moved up the depth chart. So if you think this is going to be a blowout, anytime touchdown is 8-1. Mm-hmm. It was 10, but some people came in and gobbled that up. But you can still find 8-1 on Shipley anytime touchdown. So if you like the blowout factor, and they get another, a late touchdown and more touchdowns, and the Eagles pile on, you can do that Thursday night.
So again, I don't think it touches 10, but again, here at circa up to 9, who knows? Let's pretend for a second it does get to 10. Would you consider that? I mean, the back door is going to be open the entire time, and Prescott's going to throw 55 times with that angle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what about this now? They did, all the talk about Micah going away. He's an elite pass rusher. Their defense, when he's on the field compared to when he's not, it's like Joker in the NBA with the Nuggets on offense.
Oh, my God. If I have to hear we can't stop the run again, it's like, come on.
Right. So, but they add Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones made it a point to go over that like several times in that really lengthy press conference that he couldn't stop talking in last Friday. Plus, the injuries are a little bit, they're piling up a little bit, with the Eagles' offensive line. They're dinged up there. I don't know if they're going to all be 100% in this game. Like, what if the Eagles can't get it going on the ground and the Cowboys just, I know Prescott is awesome.
Well, they'll do it through the air.
And with CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson at tight end, who I like, and also the addition of George Pickens. Like, I know that the Eagles are going to have a really good secondary again this year, but the Cowboys, those two dudes, come on, man. That's almost as good as it gets in the entire league.
Mm-hmm. How about the Triple Crown? Dak, Lamb, Barkley, plus 320. Dak, Brown, Barkley, 5-1. I think I got 2 of them with Dak and Barkley. Who has the most receiving yards? I think it's either Lamb or Brown, and that's a pretty good payout.
No, I would go, how about Lamb or Pickens?
Want to put Pickens on there?
Yeah.
Plus 750.
I'd maybe
in the middle.
Go, yeah.
And maybe people, not that he's worth that much of the number. I love him, though. But maybe people were waiting on A.J. Brown, too, and for him to come out the other day and say, I'm good to go, and I'll be out there. But when he's on and that passing attack is going, they're the real deal and almost impossible to stop with all the weapons that they have.
Yeah, the betting splits page available at vsin.com. You can compare Circa and DraftKings. Here at Circa, 87% of the handle is on Philadelphia. 64% of the bets. So they're taking more bets, obviously, but bigger bets as well. And at DraftKings, not quite as significant there. They're still at 8.5 in the game. That is bonkers, man. Okay.
What do you think Friday night? Chiefs 3, 45.5. I bet under in case there are issues with the field. If it's okay,
I don't hate that.
Right? If it's okay, I could get off it. But there are some 3.5s out there as well. But that's where I took Chiefs money line and say, okay, if you're going to beat Mahomes, if you're going to do it, that's. They've been so good in the division. They've been so good in division, 9 years in a row, winning the division and so good in division games. And I think they get it done and find a way to beat the Chargers. And I think the loss of Slater is huge. And I don't really trust the Chargers defense as well to get enough stops. And I love the write-up from Warren Sharp, who will talk to him every Sunday on the pregame show. Can't wait, 6 to 9 Pacific, about just how bad this defense was, numbers and record-wise, when they faced above-average quarterbacks, and they only won 1 of the 7 games.
Right. So earlier today, the show is called Prop Points. The guru, John Hansen, host. He's awesome on the NFL. He had a guest on, and if you missed it, you can go back and listen or watch any podcast here, the VSiN Watch app. Go check it out there. He had a guest on who had an incredible angle and analysis on why Justin Herbert over 14.5 rushing yards is going to be a play.
Okay.
In fact, I haven't even looked since. Maybe he moved the number with it because it was so good. But people are basically begging Herbert to run more. And I love the angle here is that the people who want him to run all the time.
Who are you talking about?
Herbert.
Chargers organization?
Fantasy people and betting people.
Okay.
They think that he can be Josh Allen, but he doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
Because when he takes off and how big he is, he can really get rumbling down the sideline.
Interesting. Okay.
But the way that the Chiefs play defense, anyways, a great breakdown and why he put me on over 14.5 rushing yards for Herbert in that game.
The Chiefs would invite him to run and say, be my guest.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, okay, good. Good breakdown.
Yep. Commanders on the screen, 5.5, 6, 6.5 against the Giants. So interesting there. Definitely shop around. 6 could be the landing spot. And how popular do you think the Cardinals are going to be at New Orleans in Survivor?
Good question. I don't think we'll see a ton of Washington.
I don't think so either.
Based on McLaurin holding out and how good the Giants looked in the preseason. Even though the Saints could be the worst team in the league, do you want to play a road team? I'll be interested to see that. And I would say the same thing about the Bengals. I mean, a lot of people think the Browns are going to be atrocious. But how many people
are still scarred?
Yeah, that's right. That last week Bengals took you out. They took me out week 3 Monday night.
Well, you're not going to be on them, are you?
No. But
yeah.
I think you'll see, and I could throw New England in there too. I think you'll get a lot of support for New England in Survivor.
Interesting.
I mean,
people want to steal one there?
I'll say you'll be pleasantly surprised by New England Survivor.
Well,
I'll say it that way.
The good thing about New England is, look, their win total is 8.5. They have a very manageable schedule. So my idea is that you're going to be able to use the Patriots probably later on as well. I would have to see it.
Well, how many times
first?
Okay, how many times can you use Arizona though? That could be my comeback.
Yeah.
If you think they can go on the road and open up a can against the Saints.
And there's that angle too, like you said. How many people are, for Survivor players anyway, are you just going to try to fade the Saints like every single week when you can still use the other team?
Yeah. Have you looked at week 2?
No.
It's wild. Because you have San Francisco laying 7 on the road against the Saints. But if the Saints get blown out, okay, but you want to save San Francisco.
Well, because again, very easy schedule.
But Baltimore is laying 12.5 against the Browns at home. And then the Bills go on the road and take on the Jets. Other than that, it's all like 3.
Oh, really?
3 or fewer. Or 4 in that range. So you could see week 2 where it's like everyone's on Baltimore, like last year even, but more people are on Baltimore.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Do you really want to burn Baltimore or Buffalo that soon?
Well, I wouldn't use the Bills on the road in a division game.
Would I.
No
chance. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's slim pickings. If you're not going to lose Baltimore And you're not going to. I probably don't want to use the Niners that early as well because a lot of these lines are tight and short in week 2.
Do you trust Jacksonville enough to lay 3.5 points against Carolina?
I do after talking to Whalen yesterday.
Okay.
He made a great point. He's a Jags guy. But what's after that on that schedule? And I think he's right, that becomes, oh no, woe is me if they lose this game, especially if the offense struggles against Carolina, which was just the worst defense in the league, by a wide margin. Because if you lose this game at home, it's at Cincinnati, it's Texans at home, it's at San Francisco, it's the Chiefs, Seattle, Rams. You better win this one, and you better be impressive. So I'm going to trust Cohen, and I'm going to think Jacksonville. I'll take Jacksonville to win that game.
I just don't know. How do we not get points in that game?
Oh, yeah, that could happen too.
Right? Mm-hmm. They should be able to score on Carolina's putrid defense, but also, I'll buy in a little bit to what Bryce Young did last year down the stretch. And Jacksonville's defense, no great shakes. Also, the late game, look, again, teasers, I'm not paying $1.30 or higher on that crap, but the Seahawks plus 8.5 at home to the Niners, along with the Lions plus 8.5 against the Packers.
I got one. To me, there's one game, and it's the Broncos at home against the Titans. You have a top defense against a rookie quarterback, and rookie quarterbacks always make a mess in their first road start. And what happened last year? Even Superman Daniels was pathetic.
He was. No good.
On the road against Tampa, and what Bo Nix did against Seattle.
And I'm maybe the most fascinated overall by the Rams-Texans game.
Yeah.
That's a gem. Up next, we'll go over stats that'll help you predict teams that will improve and decline.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, professional sports bettor Paul Stone will make his weekly appearance. He'll give us 3 or 4 of his best bets that he has for week 2. I really like a couple of his bets that he has on the board today. Find out what he likes at that point. What are you looking at in terms of predicting teams that will improve and decline this year?
As always, Makinen's got great stuff up on the website, vsin.com. Check it out every day, whether it's betting trends with MLB, NFL, week 2, college football. It's all up there. And I know we talked about this when you were out, but Bill Barnwell did his annual column on teams to improve and decline, and he's usually rock solid and hits it out of the park, and 4-1 with both last year. But, as Matt Humans pointed out, and he's right, number one, Barnwell is out of his mind and also padding his stats with the teams to decline and take a step back because 3 of his teams were Detroit, Kansas City, and the Vikings. You're talking about 15, 14-win teams.
Of course, yeah.
Well, of course, they're not going to do that again. But in any event, there's some good write-ups and numbers here from Makinen. Since 2000, there have been 77 teams that somehow won less than 42% of their games despite allowing 23 or fewer points per game in a season. In the follow-up season, 50 of these teams, or 65% of them, improved in the win column. An average improvement of that group was 3.6 wins per year. But it was rare. 3 of the 6 qualifiers declined, including Chicago, who qualifies for a second straight season. The only team on this list, Chicago.
That's the only team.
Can they do it?
No, they can't. No.
The division? Or the quarterback?
That and
all
also,
of it? Yeah.
Look, Ben Johnson's going to, I think, need some time with Caleb Williams.
I think that's fair. And to implement the offense and everyone to get on the same page, I know.
Paul, how do they, honestly, they might not finish in last place in that division, but how do they finish, how do they win the division? How do they win 10 games?
I see your Houston Rams. I would raise you the Monday night game.
That's a very good game.
That one is just, because the sky is falling if one of the quarterbacks looks bad and the team gets blown out. But that's a great game Monday night.
Here's a question for you. Did they make the week 1 schedule too good? Discuss.
There's been a consistent season-to-season decline in the group of teams that have won 10 or more games, despite allowing 23 points or more. Over the last 26 seasons, only 5 of the 34 teams were better the next season. But the average win drop-off was 3 per season. Teams affected, Commanders.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's the list yet again? Only one team? Okay, so if they come back to the pack, which, again, they won 12 games last year, so
Everything went right on fourth down.
It's pretty obvious to think that they're going to win, fewer than 12 games. But what are we talking about here? How do they fall off a cliff, barring injury?
It's not going to be because of the quarterback.
I don't think it is either.
He's too good.
Did they get outscored in games?
I could see that, or there's a key injury. But
a lot of people are saying they're going to.
But you're going to. Tough schedule, tough division. Maybe the Giants steal one against them. Can they? 9 wins? Okay.
Yeah. Also,
it'd be the defense, though.
What if we're wrong on Daniels and he has a year 2, much like C.J. Stroud did last year with Houston?
Could happen, I know.
The kid was the bee's knees as a rookie.
I know.
Both guys were in the MVP conversation, or should have been anyway.
Yeah.
Late in the year as rookies.
I would say more that it's variance and the fourth down stuff blows up on them this year.
Yeah, instead of like 80%, they go back down to like 22%.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Short field. Oh, went for it again, stuffed.
Oh, but that's a thing, by the way. Like, Quinn's going to go for it.
Yeah, he will.
When it's fourth and manageable, it's going to be happening. It's not just him, but ad nauseum.
There have been 13 teams that have scored 27-plus points per game in the last 22 seasons and did not make the playoffs. The combined record of those teams in the follow-up regular season was 62%, but an average of 10 wins per season. Only 3 of those teams did not make the playoffs. 2 others went on to win the Super Bowl, the 09 Saints and 2020 Bucks. The Chargers last qualified on this system in 2022 and went 10-7 earning a playoff berth. Teams affected this year, Bengals.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's your big boy. Yep.
Well, I mean, the angle here is, what if the defense doesn't get much better? Are they going to outscore enough teams to actually make a big improvement, make the playoffs? I'm not going to say win their division.
The defense could be worse.
Also,
I'm telling you, because they played lousy quarterbacks last year.
And how about this? What if Burrow and Chase don't put up similar numbers?
Now, there you go.
Because everybody just assumes like it's going to be 5,000 yards from Burrow and 50 touchdowns. And Chase won the Triple Crown last year as a receiver. By the way, never really could even sniff Offensive Player of the Year because of what Barkley did. So I would say the odds are against him to kind of repeat that season. So, and by coming back, by the way, that's like a Barnwell prediction. The Chiefs aren't going to win 15 games. Yeah. But maybe he has like 105 for 1,300 and 11 touchdowns. Still a really good year, but it's going to be difficult to, put up those numbers offensively again. Mm-hmm.
There's been a fairly steady season-to-season improvement made from the group of teams that have won less than 42% of their regular season games, despite scoring 22 points per game. Since 2000, only 4 of the 31 teams were worse the next season, and the average win improvement was about 2.5 per season. The Raiders qualified on this most recently in 2023 and improved by 2 games. Nobody qualified last season. Teams affected this year, 49ers.
Wow, very popular pick.
Easiest schedule. I could see 1 seed. Got to stay healthy, but it's all set up for them, especially what's going on with the Rams.
They announced their depth chart today. By the way, Juwan Jennings listed as a starting receiver along with Ricky Pearsall.
Okay, and they're good. I don't care about who cares about the captain stuff? Why was that a tweet storm? Did you see this stuff?
No, I missed that. What is that about?
Every team announced who their captains were. Why would I care about that?
I have no...
Did you see that?
No,
okay.
I couldn't care less.
Because it was a big deal in Miami, though, with apparently Hill's apology didn't do anything. But still, since 2009, there have been 45 teams with a turnover differential of +5 or better in a season and failed to reach the postseason. Only 13 reached the postseason the next year, and only 16 improved their records. These are typically play against teams, as failing to reach the playoffs does not provide for momentum the next season. This group included Cincinnati, New Orleans, and the Giants a year ago. Teams affected this year, the Bears. Do with that what you want.
Yeah.
Only 13 of the last 47 teams that had a positive turnover differential and were less than 500 against the spread in a season reached the playoffs the next season, and only 19 improved. 4 teams qualified on the system a year ago, but only 2 this year, Houston and Kansas City. Check all that out. It's a very long list, thorough, ton of stuff. Great job, Makinen. Pick and choose what you want to use, or all of it. It's up to you, vsin.com.
Have you heard many people make the case for the Chiefs to win the AFC or to win the Super Bowl again this year? I believe a couple people did in the VSiN Pro Football Betting Guide.
I would have to look mainstream. Not here, but I'll see what the mainstream picks are. But there's a lot of love for Denver.
Yeah,
I
think it's
division, and
there's a lot of anti-KC out there. And with that, it's, Baltimore and Buffalo, the two most obvious picks coming out of the AFC. But look, Mackinnon has his power ratings at vsin.com right now. He's got Philadelphia by a point better than Baltimore, and I think a point and a half maybe better than Buffalo. I have Baltimore as the highest power rated team in my ratings.
Okay.
I got him number one overall in the entire league. I just think that they're absolutely awesome. They got everything that you need.
Yep. Great Sunday night game. Awesome. Someone popped the Raider total. Did you see that? That moved 2 points.
Oh, did it really?
You see points in that game? Raiders, Patriots?
It went up?
Yeah.
Huh. What's the number right now?
44, 43 and a half. It was 42.
Pete Carroll loves to run the football.
Yeah. 43 and a half now at DraftKings. Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, or cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet, code FTM, deposit 25, and Edge Boost will match the deposit. Edgeboost.bet. No waiting for the wire to hit. No outrageous fees when you go over your limit. You get paid for what you love doing, which is betting. Cashback rewards, no usage costs. Promo code FTM, edgeboost.bet. Go get it.
I thought about laddering Emeka Egbuka for the Buccaneers because I'm so high on the guy this year. And they played 2 shootouts a season ago. Tampa Bay and Atlanta did. And obviously, the Godwin injury, McMillan not going to be there for the Buccaneers. I just think that he's going to there's an angle here where he can get a heavy amount of targets. And his prop, I think, was like 58.5. Between that and 61.5 when I was looking. I looked at DraftKings let you ladder all the way up to like 150 plus yards. It was like 35-1 or something like that.
All right, my man. Good luck. What's going on in the tennis market? 50-cent move on Sabalenka. 50-cent move.
She already advanced.
Okay. 50-cent move on Osaka. 50-cent move on Joker. You see this stuff? This is wild.
Professional sports bettor Paul Stone makes his weekly appearance coming up next. We'll get 3 or 4 of his best bets for week 2 coming up here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Time now for some best bets. Week 2 college football. Professional sports bettor Paul Stone joins the program now. You can follow him on X at Paul Stone Sports. And he is on the Progressive guest line. Paul, good afternoon. Thanks for the time. Good to see you this past weekend, by the way. Great job with the cabana here at Stadium Swim.
Yeah. We had a good time, had a good turnout. We were talking off air about how hot it was. That kind of detracted a little bit. But I guess if you're in Las Vegas in late August, it's going to be about 105, 110. But it was a great get-together. Good to be with all the guys.
That sun will get you. It'll get you.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's begin with probably the marquee game in week 2. Michigan plays at Oklahoma. Now, the opening number on this, Sooners opened 3.5. That was quickly wiped off the board, moved up instantly, and got as high as 6. Most books now offering 5.5 on the game, total 46 or 46.5. Who do you like in this game, Paul?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think without question, everybody thinks that Oklahoma is going to be at least somewhat better. I don't know if a decisive 35-3 win over FCS Illinois State tells us much, but the Sooners are going to be an improved football team, and this will be a great measuring stick. Looking at this game, just some of the stats, Michigan, fairly small sample size, but since 2020, Michigan is 4-1 against the spread as an away underdog. Actually have won 3 of those games away from home outright, 2 of those against rival Ohio State. Oklahoma, they did what they needed to do in their season opener again against Illinois State. Michigan, on the other hand, a fairly lackluster 34-17 victory over New Mexico. No nice way to put it. I mean, New Mexico is one of the worst FBS teams among the 136. They hung around fairly close. It was never in doubt. Michigan led by 14 at the half. won the game again by 17 points. One notable thing that came out of that game is the fact that Michigan veteran linebacker returning starter Jayshon Barham got ejected for targeting in the second half. So he'll sit out the first half of the game at Norman against Oklahoma. So a big loss for Michigan there. When I look at this line of 5.5, it infers, when you take out home field advantage, that Oklahoma's power rating is 2 points higher than Michigan. I just don't see that. In referencing some of the people that I look at their power ratings as well and use for comparison, they kind of have the same thing that I do. Michigan maybe a point better than the Sooners. So I think the line's a little bit out of whack. I actually made Oklahoma a 2.5 point favorite in this game. John Mateer, Oklahoma's transfer quarterback, kind of burst onto the scene last year at Washington State, a dual threat guy who can certainly run the football and pass the football. But he's never faced a defense like the Wolverines. He is definitely stepping up in class, so it will be interesting to see how he fares. One last note here. When the line is 7 points or fewer, whether Oklahoma's the favorite or the underdog, 7 points or less, Brent Venables in 3 seasons and a game, only 3-10 against the spread. So in tightly spread games, he has not fared well in those. I think Michigan's going to keep it tight. I think 5.5 is a lot of points in a game that I think is going to be low scoring. So I'm kind of going to have a dual recommendation, or we'll have a dual recommendation here. I like Michigan plus 5.5. I think Michigan tries to control the ball, keep Bryce Underwood out of harm's way, the true freshman quarterback, feed the ball to Justice Haynes and company, the running backs, lean on that defense. I like Michigan plus 5.5 and like the game to go under the total of 46.
Very good. Good luck to you, my friend. How about Kansas and Missouri? Missouri looked fantastic last week, although didn't play anybody, but got whatever they wanted offensively. How about Mizzou, 6.5 against Kansas at home?
You know, people, Pauly, that don't live in this region of the country, you know, they're in the Midwest, don't know how intense this rivalry is. And it's a shame that this game, the border war, has not been played since 2011. So they're revitalizing this rivalry, if you will. First time the game's been played in Columbia since 2006, almost 20 years, because they played the last 5 editions there in Kansas City. But looking at their openers, Missouri easily dispatched Central Arkansas 61-6 in the season opener. They did have some personnel losses, though. Sam Horn, one of their quarterbacks, he was competing with Penn State transfer Bo Perbula for the starting quarterback position. He had a lower leg injury. He's going to miss extended time. And then their place kicker, returning starter Blake Craig, just reported that he tore his ACL. He's going to be out for the year. So they'll have a true freshman kicker in Robert Meyer, who kicked 4 extra points in their season opener. Despite the absence of those two, key players for sure, I just think Missouri has the superior roster here, especially on defense. I think they're going to win this game by 7 or more. Still some 6s out there, but mostly 6.5. Missouri found this stat here pretty interesting. They're not regularly mentioned as part of the SEC's upper class, but if you look at the last 2 years straight up in SEC play, Missouri is 11-5. Only 2 schools, Georgia and Alabama, have a better record in the SEC over that 2-year period. Of course, Texas and Oklahoma only been in the league for a year, so they don't qualify, but they've got the same record the last 2 years in the SEC as Ole Miss and LSU and have a better record than Tennessee. So this Missouri program, they are 19-9-1 against the spread since late in the 2022 campaign. Eli Drinkwitz doing a great job there. And again, that defense that I talked about, they've allowed over the last 27 games an average of just 20.1 points per game. A lot of people back from last year's defense. Plus, they add Josiah Trotter, transfer from West Virginia, had 92 tackles last year for the Mountaineers, was the Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year, son of former NFL great Jeremiah Trotter. So a good defense, probably got better with Trotter and others coming aboard. I like Mizzou -6 over Kansas in the border war.
Very good. I'm right there with you. By the way, on that stat that you had, Georgia and Alabama, only 2 teams in the SEC with a better straight-up record in conference than Missouri.
Straight-up record the last 2 years. If you look at the conference record, only 23-24. The last 2 years, Missouri 11-5 overall in SEC play. The only two better. I think Georgia's got one loss. Alabama's got three. This year.
And by the way, file this away. Missouri at the end of this year will have a better record in that 3-year stretch than Alabama. That's going to happen because their schedule is so easy, and Bama might be 6-6. Who knows? What do you want to do with Texas State taking on UTSA?
Yeah, looking at this game, this is a really interesting game for people in my home state of Texas. Has a lot of local connections. This game, first of all, pits two budding programs that are separated by only 50 miles. They're schools that are certainly angling to improve their position in college football's pecking order, if you will. And when they meet Saturday in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, it's going to be a game pitting teacher against pupil. Texas San Antonio head coach Jeff Traylor, he kind of earned his coaching spurs as a high school coach here in the eastern part of Texas at Gilmer High School in the eastern part of Texas again. I believe it was year 2006. His quarterback was a young man named G.J. Kinney, who is the head coach of Texas State, who will be on the opposite sideline Saturday. So pretty interesting. They did play one another last year, and the pupil, Kinney, somewhat embarrassed his teacher. Texas State won that game in San Marcos 49-10. But this year, Texas State, they've got a largely reconstructed roster. They did really show well against Eastern Michigan in their opener. Texas State had over 600 yards. They beat Eastern Michigan 52-27. Their first-time starting quarterback, Brad Jackson, was impressive, played a steady game. Meanwhile, Texas San Antonio, they traveled to College Station, stepped up in class, played 19th ranked Texas A&M. The Aggies prevailed 42-24. But UTSA, they had 373 yards offense, rushed for 203 yards, a little over 6 yards a carry. So they held their own against A&M, gave up a punt return to KC Concepcion of the Aggies, 80 yards. So that definitely hurt them. But they only trailed 21-17 one play into the second half when Robert Henry Jr. went for 75 yards. But A&M pulled away late. Henry finished with 16 carries, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I think UTSA is going to be able to move the football on them. Texas San Antonio's got a lot of people back on offense. I think there's going to be some scoring. But I like the Roadrunners to get it done over Texas State. UTSA -4.5.
Very good. We're up against it here, but any desire to bet North Carolina this week against Charlotte? What are they laying, 12.5 now?
Man, if they were playing somebody other than Charlotte, that Charlotte performance against Appalachian State, that was pretty brutal this past week. So there's not much to be too optimistic about in either one of those camps. But it is hard to see North Carolina favored by 12.5 over anyone. Going to be interesting to see how that quarterback job pans out. I think Max Johnson, I thought going into camp, I thought he was going to maybe be the guy coming off a major injury, but I wouldn't be surprised if he takes over sooner rather than later for the Tar Heels.
I think he has to. I mean, after one game, that was awful last night. You can follow him on X. He's at Paul Stone Sports. Joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line. Thanks, pal. We appreciate it. Good luck this week.
Hey, same to you guys. Y'all have a great week.
Be good.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. Up next, we'll take you inside Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria. The tip jar is open. Some long shot bets that you, the audience, are getting nuts with.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Hungry for a winner? Sometimes all you need is a slice.
You make this pizza?
We swap pepperoni for parlays and give you alternate lines instead of anchovies.
I'm telling you, this pizza idea is really gonna happen.
From our kitchen to your wallet, sweat with us and throw some pizza money on it.
Double meatball, pepperoni, sausage, peppers, onions, extra mozzarella.
Welcome to Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria.
Love it. Tuesdays now during the football season. Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria Tip Jar, sponsored by Mama's Pizza. Mama's Pizza, the only place where your pizza money always gets you a win. Check them out, mamaspizzas.net, or check them out on Instagram at the Mama's Pizza as well. Start off with a bang with Haas from Los Angeles. Division winners, Buffalo, Houston, Denver, Eagles, Niners, Packers, Tampa. 261-1. Go get them, big fella. Come on, Haas.
Where's Baltimore?
Not on that one.
So a seven-team division parlay.
Favorite.
Well, a little
second
chaos.
Choice. Yeah, Denver would. Right. You see the big move on the Packers, like the Parsons trade.
Oh, I know.
We were doing our draft, and I bet plus 260, 270, I believe.
They were still around that number before they traded for Parsons.
Yeah, and a big move to win the NFC now, too. Good job, Haas. I like it.
I can see that.
Damn right. I could see it. Michael. Dampier to win the Heisman. Oh, Michael. Robinson. Bijan, Offensive Player of the Year. The big dumper MVP. 1,208 to 1.
Now, I'm curious, Michael, could you also respond by, did you bet Dampier to win the Heisman straight? Or did you bet Bijan to win Offensive Player of the Year straight? Curious on that. Those are tough to hit, obviously, just individually.
Yeah.
But that's a big boy if it all comes in.
Quickly, that is proof that coaches don't watch games. Utah's 25th.
Oh, my God. I saw Falika had a tweet today.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the rankings. I'm like, they're 25th? What?
They embarrassed UCLA on the road.
They
scored almost 50 points.
Are you serious with that ranking?
They're not ranked in the coaches poll.
No, it's just...
They're receiving votes in the coaches poll.
It's absolutely just comical.
Rich in Canada, always checking in. Rich does a great job, and he can cash some big tickets here if the Brewers and Blue Jays cooperate. Rose top 20 that the British already cashed. Red Sox, Brewers, Bills win the division. Clemson and the Canadians make the playoffs. 427 to 1.
Well, Red Sox need some help there. And Clemson, a little dicey after one game.
But he's also got all those big tickets
I know, yeah.
on those division winners as well. Brian, Rory to win the Masters. Dodgers World Series, Duke wins college basketball tournament, 280 to 1.
And Rory's in. He placed that before the event this past April. Why not? Duke's going to be loaded again. The Boozer brothers are coming in. Dodgers World Series, okay.
JNX 93 on X. AFC West exacta. Chiefs Raiders.
Wow.
14 to 1. Oh, take me through this one now. I like the price, but that's the Raiders finish in second place.
I can see the Raiders being good this year and in a lot of these games.
Much improved, yes. But that's
under this scenario now they're going to be better than not only Denver but also better than the Chargers.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know.
Kneebar Capital on X. A New York special. Jackson Dart, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Carter, Defensive Rookie of the Year. 67 to 1. Dart second on the depth chart.
Yeah, they named that today. Good for him. I took him late in the Dynasty League last night over Russell Wilson. Had to do it.
Okay.
So I needed a third quarterback, basically. That's why I said that about Russell Wilson. Anyway, this he pointed out, and he spot on, 2 of the last 3 years, it's been on the same team.
Has it?
Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Will Anderson, C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
So it can happen.
All right.
There's proof.
Bad. Yep. Kyle on X.
How about Scadaboo, by the way, and Abdul Carter?
I like that even better.
Yeah.
Lynx to win the WNBA.
Okay.
Boise wins the Mountain West. The Broncos make the playoffs. Cavs win the East. Like it. Duke wins college basketball. Panthers win the East. Panthers is next year. That's a big ticket. A lot going on there.
What does that one pay? Do we have the number on that one?
Yeah.
At
1,200 to 1.
Well, Boise now to win the Mountain West Conference, and you got it. The Panthers have to win the East again.
I thought he had that in already. I know, that's a tough one. Ryan in Indiana. Ravens win the AFC. Padres win the World Series. FAA, who plays tomorrow, U.S. Open, he has to make the U.S. Open final. 670 to 1. That guy's a small dog. He could win that.
Plus 125.
Okay, yes. A week ago, I loved it, but this Padre team is letting us down now. Yeah. Good luck to you. Good price, but
they're frustrating. The Padres.
They are. Yankees win the World Series. Penn State wins it all. Bills win the Super Bowl. World comes to an end. 460 to 1. Jerry in Florida. Del Boga Vista.
Yeah, Yankees just make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Their offense has been awesome lately again. I don't see that happening, that one, but if they do, my God, I suddenly love the ticket, obviously.
Square Bob 2022 on X. Pacheco, Offensive Player of the Year, 1,000 to 1.
I'm a big fan of Robert. He emails the show all the time. He's a local. He comes down here. I can't get there with that one, Robert. You've had so many awesome plays in the past. This one,
no. Okay.
I just, right? I mean, can you see this? What has to happen for Pacheco to win Offensive Player of the Year?
Although I do see the Ollie Gordon love, the comparisons have been made to Pacheco, too.
With how hard?
Coming out of nowhere. Give him the opportunity, put up big numbers. That's some people are making that case as well. Our buddy Ozzie checking in, bombs away as always. App State to win the Sun Belt, 20-1. It's down to 13 after a couple of games.
Okay.
He got 20-1 on App State, and then Eric on X, Dotson for that. Here you go.
Oh,
First
man.
touchdown Thursday. Dotson 80-1.
I mean, I got to bet that.
Yeah?
I have to bet that.
All right. That's good.
To erase the nightmare from the Super Bowl.
That's right. Absolutely. Got to do
80-1 first touchdown?
Tuesdays now, right? So we surprised you this week. So FTM@vsin.com or tweet at us Tuesdays now with the tip jar with football underway. Love Mama's Pizza. Forget Texas. Best pizza in the world. I love the crust, the garlic butter on the crust. It was the best meat lovers pepperoni I've ever had. The chicken and bacon pizza with Alfredo sauce. Oh, God. And now, hey, Cowboys fans, football fans, there's a location a half a mile from Jerry's World. Best pizza in Texas, mamaspizza.net, and the Mama's Pizza on IG. Got a franchise. If you took a bad beat last night, Mama's has your back. The crust that beats the spread every time. Fresh ingredients, award-winning pies, and a flavor that's a guaranteed winner. A pound of mozzarella on every large pie. Got a franchise. 15 locations. Do it now. Bring one to Vegas. Bring one in your backyard. mamaspizzas.net. 817-870-2571. Call now. 817-870-2571. Thank you, Mama's Pizza.
Every time we do this segment, I instantly have a hankering to have some good pizza.
When you see those pictures, right?
Got to
check it out when I was there, too, on Instagram at Pauly Does Vegas. I mean, you lose it every single time we do that, and they show the pictures. It's phenomenal.
So there is we have there are a couple of pizza places in this neighborhood, by the way, downtown. And I walked by one of them yesterday. I don't know how I didn't have like 3 pieces. They look so good. They were fresh. They were hot. They sell by the slice. I'm like, oh, I have to have that. And I didn't. I showed some pretty good willpower there.
Yeah.
I'm walking, by the way. I'm walking every day with that weighted vest.
Are you doing that
The weighted
still?
vest.
Good for you.
20-pound weighted vest that I bought.
Yeah?
I take the dogs every single day for a walk, and I don't want to get cocky. I bought an additional 10 pounds to put in the vest. I got to go up to 30 pounds pretty soon.
Yeah?
Going to have to do that. Yep.
Animal.
Well, I mean, it's just I can already tell a difference.
Navy SEAL? You think so?
If I could do it all over again,
Sure.
I'd be a Navy SEAL, yeah.
Boy, this is a strange story. So Sabalenka returns to the semis without hitting a ball. The gal, help me out, Luke. Vandersroof, whatever. She's supposed to show up at warm-ups, and she doesn't come out. And then the reporter's there, and she sees she's crying. And then that's it. And Sabalenka put something on social about get well. 26-year-old lefty from the Czech Republic. Retired. That's it. Walk over for Sabalenka. We hope that you get well. So Sabalenka now meets Pegula on Thursday in the semis, the rematch of last year's championship, which Sabalenka won in straight sets. Still looking for a number on that one.
I'm browsing every website that you can imagine frantically here, looking for a number, and I don't see one.
Okay. And as a result of this, they moved the Joker Fritz match up 90 minutes.
Okay.
Looking forward to that one. And I like games over. And a 50-cent move on Joker in that match. The winner gets Alcaraz.
Is it too late to take Pegula to win this thing? You're better off doing a rollover parlay. 12-1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Like plus 750, maybe 8-1 now. Brian Sachs, one of the Circa Survivor winners from a year ago, joins the program in studio coming up. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.